Let's get to this, shall we? It's time to podcast.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Do it.
Where's
Just
the
do it.
intro
Do
at? There he goes. Trying to figure out what's the intro button again, but then I realized, oh yeah, it's up here. I got rid of this one scene. Just get rid of that scene altogether. Wow, it's just showing your head right now on the screen. Hopefully, it's not like that on actual
Wizard of
channel.
Oz. Wizard of Oz. Ha ha ha. The head
Let
floating.
me click. Okay, it's all of us. Good. It's just showing a part of us today. But everybody, hello everybody. Welcome back to the Bear Thoughts podcast. Hope everybody had a good week so far. We have Corvo with us today. How you doing today, sir?
Pretty good compared to last time. What's up, everybody?
You're not coughing near as much. I think that's a plus. I would have to say, and I'm feeling good pretty myself. I had a very interesting week. But we get to that a little later on. Let's
Yep.
go ahead and do the usual shield. For those who are just not watching in this podcast, we did be the VODs or here live right now. Be sure to hit the like button. Be sure to hit the subscribe button. Be sure to tell your friends. Share this with your friends if you like this and if they would like this themselves. And as always, every Wednesday at 5 o'clock Central PSC time here at Grumpy B Gaming. Or if you want to catch one of us either live or get any of our social medias, they're down below. Be sure to go there and give us a follow and also Patreon, which I need to get down there as well sometime. I need to get the Patreon down there. For those who want to ask us questions or those who want to pick a subject matter, go to the Patreon. You can help support this channel and help it grow and at the same time get little benefits out of it as well. Oh boy, I've had a very interesting week. And I have to say I'm having a lot of fun with it. I'm not like, blowing up or anything like that. That would be great and wonderful. But it's been a week and I've been enjoying what I've been doing of lately. Of course you've been enjoying it as well. But let's go for right there real quick. I do want to jump in if you wouldn't mind. So you got back to work. How's it feel to be back at an actual job, back out of your house after being cooped up for so long?
Dude, I have never been so happy to see my cubicle. I almost wanted to throw a party when I got to that bad boy. I ain't lying. It was like I seen my stuff sitting on my desk. I was like, "Ooh, there's my 3D printed Godzilla, and there's my pictures of my kids, and what the hell is on my keyboard?" Dude. It was fantastic to be back at work. However, finding out that everybody missed you as much as they did kind of scared me a little bit because I realized that meant
You
some
were
stuff
loved.
wasn't getting. Yeah, well, it wasn't just that I was loved. It was more like crap wasn't getting done,
I didn't
and
get
they were
shit
like,
done like a vacation myself. When you weren't there, I just fucked around. I got paid for it too. Man, that was great. Now you're here to fix stuff. Now I got you to do work. Come on,
"Yeah,
can you
yeah,
like more shit happen to you, but not in a bad way, but like can you get the fuck out possibly? Sorry, I'm just saying.
yeah." It was weird, dude, because like normally, like a manager would disseminate information to people that you work with, so they kind of
Yeah,
not thinking like, did the dude die or something, but. No, my manager didn't tell anybody anything, so I get back to work and I spent like the first day and a half explaining to all the people I work with why I wasn't there, and then of course with them finding out while I was sick, my grandfather passing away, and me not being able to go to the service. I get this now. I walk around and everybody looks at me like, "Oh, you poor thing. We love you. Can we
what?
just pet you and make you feel better?" I'm
Like,
like,
well, like, you
"Get."
like, really want to make me feel good? Like, how about y'all all give me something? I don't know, like a pay part of your paycheck. I don't know for calling me when I was at home, asking me to do shit for you when I was dealing with all this other shit. For wasting my
Yeah,
time. And also, hey, it was my
yeah.
birthday. Where's my birthday shit at? Okay, my grandfather got buried on the day of my birthday, and why not just give me some money? Right? Make me happy.
Now, what I will say is there's a couple people I work with. I'm not going to give out their names, but there's a girl in finance, a girl in procurement, and a couple of guys that are in our engineering department. I come in Tuesday after talking to them Monday and explaining what was going on, and there was like a basket of freaking cookies sitting on my desk, and
Oh, thanks.
and
I
like
really need that.
and
Yeah.
and stuff like that. And I was like, okay, let's share these with the department because if I eat all these cookies, all the weight I lost while I was sick is going to be back and more.
Yeah. Like, you know I'm trying to lose weight, right? Like, it doesn't look like I'm trying to lose weight, but trust me, this is a work in progress.
Yes,
And you're just inviting the
exactly.
devil.
Yep. But it has been nice to be out of the house. Like the first day I was back, we took our break and I went outside. I was like, holy shit, there's still clouds in the sky and birds chirp and look, there's people driving big ass vehicles for no reason.
Me, I'd be like, I'm taking a break. Wait, I already took a long ass break. This doesn't feel right. Like, I feel like I should be still working right now because I've been sitting on my ass for the past 2 weeks or so. Um, can we like go do it so I can get this over with? I can go back home and do it all over again. Well, except for the sick
Yeah,
part.
I didn't get that I didn't get that luxury. The top dog of my department come over Monday and told me, he's like, look, I know you're still recovering, and all that stuff. So if you need to take more than your normal amount of breaks and just take a step outside, you go outside and you take your breaks, but you better take breaks.
Yeah.
I was like, yes, sir.
Does anybody
Don't
hack your
hurt
computer
me.
lately? No? Good. Just wondering. Just casual conversation.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, it was definitely interesting. So yeah, that's been the experience this week.
So okay, quick question for you. Before I heard you said you had a 3D printed Godzilla and a 3D printed Donkey or not Donkey Kong, but um
King Kong.
King Kong. Did you print that prior to the announcement of the movies?
Yeah,
So
yeah, I did.
you were hoping for that battle way before like most people even knew
Oh
about the
yeah.
concept.
Oh yeah. Matter of fact, so I printed Godzilla when the first new Godzilla came out, right?
New Godzilla, not like
Yeah,
90s Godzilla.
yeah, the new Godzilla.
Mm,
And then I printed Kong right when the first Kong movie come out.
yeah.
So they've been on my desk for a while, but when they announced the whole Godzilla versus Kong, I put them on my desk. Like I have my two monitors, one here, one here.
Yeah.
I put them on my desk and one in front of each monitor. And as the date for the movie comes out, they slide together. I move them like a little bit each time. So that when the date of the movie comes out, they're going to be like clashing right there.
Okay, quick question. Who you betting for? I'm gonna give it to what my
Ooh,
thoughts is, but who you betting for?
I'm gonna say I love both of them, but I'm a Godzilla fan to the core.
Godzilla. Okay, so I watched a little YouTube video taught about like the whole premise and who would actually win in a natural stance, and me being a skeptic that I am, I don't believe they're gonna fight it out to the death. And here's my reason why. Real quick, real simple.
Right.
They will have them fight as the premise of it. But they don't want they've been talking about something's wrong with Godzilla and why is King Kong being chained up and brought here? Like they're gonna be forced to fight, and they're gonna be
What?
fighting, and some fucking other third party is gonna go. Oh, by the way, I'm here, and they're
Okay,
gonna
so
team tag that guy.
how much of the premise of the Godzilla versus Kong story do you know? Because the movie may not follow it exactly, but if they hold true to any of it, they're really not something wrong with Godzilla. Um, he more or less feels something wrong. If you noticed in the Godzilla movies, he always knows when one of the bad ones are coming.
Yeah,
He always shows up. Well, in the old premise, he senses something on Skull Island about to happen.
yeah.
A baddie coming. Kong, on the other hand, he doesn't sense that kind of stuff. All he knows is some big, mean-looking lizard has just showed up on his home turf.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why they get into a battle until the big baddie reveals itself.
Okay, so you
So
have a little bit more deep depth into that. I was like, they were saying, "Oh, something's wrong with Godzilla, and something's not right." And King Kong, like he's his ass was put to sleep. Go to sleep, bitch. And then dragged onto a boat. And he's like, okay, I'm cool. I'm chilled. Like, you cool, you chill, you change, you all right, dude? And he's like, oh, there's somebody in the water. Come play with me. And he comes out, and then later on, he has an axe in his hand. Which everybody's like, why is he shooting at the weapon? I'm like, I think I know what that weapon is. My speculation is, King Kong actually rips a part of Godzilla's scales off, shoves it into a spike like building, and every time Godzilla shoots his rays, and it gets like kind of like pulled to that little scale. So the Godzilla or King Kong is using that as a like, hey, you can't hit me now with your beam of death, so I'm gonna
Yeah.
waylay on you with this weapon until it breaks, and then boom,
Yeah, I mean,
third guy.
I don't know how they're gonna do the story, but in the original type storyline, even the old Godzilla versus Kong movie doesn't follow it. But in the actual mythos of the two of them, they actually get into a fight because Kong thinks Godzilla's on his turf, and Godzilla's like, "Look, dude, you need to get the hell out of my way because some bad shit's coming."
Yeah.
You know,
But like, you're
you
never
know,
interested who actually wins, though. Like, that's my thing. Like, everybody's gonna be so hyped about this movie coming out with these two megalodons of behemoths of creatures are
Yep.
like mammals versus lizard. Who will win? You know, brains over bronze. I don't think they really have very much either. Very much have very much of a brain. Let me just be honest with you. Uh, but you know, these two colossal creatures are going at each other. It's like kind of like Jason's versus Freddy. Like, yeah, Jason killed Freddy, but Freddy didn't really die because he's a dream. Like, he's not an actual physical being. You can't real kill Freddy, and you can't really kill
r-
Jason. So, like, oh
right.
yeah, they fought, but no one really won. Congratulations.
So
There it
you
is.
know, one of the messed up things about the whole thing is just kind of like you get built up, you want to see a victor,
You never get it.
you don't get it. You know,
Yeah,
I mean, it's just like,
Alien versus Predator, or Alien versus yeah, Alien versus Predator. The alien won, but then at the end, like, oh,
yeah, no, yeah,
you didn't
yeah,
win.
that, yeah, you get you a alien predator hybrid. That's exactly what the hell we need. It's not like the two of those independently haven't about wrecked the humanity in in the
You need
movie
to
world, but
plow.
here, let's just have both.
Yeah, let's just have Godzilla and King Kong. Like, I don't know which one's the male, but grab the
I mean,
tail.
what happens if you? It could be a Masters of the Universe situation. It could be Kong as He-Man riding on Godzilla's back as Battle Cat, baby. Let's
Oh
get it
yeah,
on.
flying across the sky with his backwards, where he's shooting the beam out of his mouth.
If you can see it, that made me think of it on the top
Yeah,
shelf
yeah,
up
I
there.
see it.
There is a Battle Cat now, baby.
Yeah, that's kind of nice. But yeah, like I feel like it's gonna be so up hype for this King Kong versus Godzilla movie that people will be like, who's gonna win? Who's gonna win? It's not gonna happen. Like, it's not going to happen, and it
Yep.
like you want it to happen. That's why we go to the movies to see. Like, let's see like who like they've done the like kind of like death battle. Let's see who will actually win. Now my bets would be also on Godzilla. It would be on King Kong because he's a mammal. Godzilla is full of radiation. Like, everything he does pretty much is radiation, and we mammals are really sensitive to radiation. Unless like they come up with some new powers that King Kong got, is like, I can block radiation now. Uh,
Here's my thing. How fair of a fight can it actually be? You watched King of the Monsters, right? At the end of the movie, Godzilla is so badass that all the other monsters bow to him. They're
yeah.
like, "We not fucking with you. Yeah, you good. You know, yeah, we're good,
Except for
bro.
Mothra,
We're
it's
gonna
like,
go."
I can never die.
Well, you know the thing with Mothra is like she's the queen of the monsters, right? She's like
Yeah.
Godzilla's boo. You don't be fucking with boo.
I'm just wondering how that would work out. Can you come down here?
I sprinkle me with your dust, baby.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and he just shoots it everywhere. I'll get him somehow. God. Oh man, that's like a fish. I swear. That's so get the eggs out there, honey. I'll take care of the rest of the business. No foreplay. Nope. Sorry.
Hey,
Um, but okay, so you said you just got back into 3D printing. Now,
yeah,
I still because like again, I can't fix my 3D printers because I got other stuff I gotta fix, which is kind of
right.
like it sucks because I really would like to get them working, both working again. I wish I lived near you so you maybe could help me out so I don't waste my money because I'm like I have an idea what I gotta do. I talked about that before. What I need to do to
Yeah,
fix them, but I don't really know if
right,
that will fix it.
right.
And you're having some problem with your 3D printers. Now, what's going on with yours? Mine's just my heating beds do not want to stay heating or go heat up anymore, and that could
Yeah,
be a
yeah,
cord problem.
yeah. It could be. I had that problem with my my CR10S.
Yeah,
I ended up having to buy a new cord and hook it up, and that actually fixed it for me.
yeah, mine are soldered on,
Um,
so like that's a little bit of
right,
a like it's
right.
still stirring
I had
soldered.
I had to take the heating bed off and take a soldering gun, remove the solder.
Yeah,
Um,
I suck at soldering.
I will tell you I helped a friend with the same situation. So he didn't want to unsolder his.
Yeah,
So what we did is he bought a cord. We took the heating bed off.
yeah.
We went back about 6 inches from the bed and cut the cord.
So you
Okay,
shorten the cord.
yeah, we cut it to where the cord was only 6 inches on the bed, and then we took the new cord,
Yeah.
clipped it, and then we put the wires together and soldered the wires
Oh, so you extended the
to.
cord.
Right, right. So basically, what we did is we took it a loose from the control box because the control box should be a plug-in.
Yeah, it's a
Okay,
truck
you
plug-in.
you unscrew it, unplug it, clip that off, leave you about 6 inches on the bed. Take your new cord,
Yeah.
clip the end that would be soldered to your bed off, and put the wires together. And it basically gives you a new cord without having to unsolder it from the bed. You solder it together 6 inches back on the actual wire, and it's
So
a whole lot easier.
what if the cord is not damaged at the solder point, but damaged in the middle somewhere? Like, how would you like really know
That's what
where
I'm
to cut
saying.
it?
Well, you don't have to. I mean, if you know how you have the jacket on it, right?
Yeah.
If you push that jacket back, you just look at your cord. Usually, if there's a burn spot in the cord, you'll see it.
Okay.
If you don't see it within that first 6 inches, just clip it and leave you 6 inches on your bed. And take your new cord, clip the solder part off, and then put your wires back together. And it's
Okay.
easier to solder the wires out there 6 inches away
Yeah.
than to try to solder it on the bed. Fixes the problem. I helped him do his.
Okay.
Real
So
easy.
I might have to look
I
into
mean,
that as well.
you don't even have to solder it if you don't want to solder. You said you're bad at soldering.
I'm horrible at it.
Get you some electrical connectors, like what they call butt splices.
Yeah.
Wire goes in one side, wire goes in the other side, and you crimp it. That's
Well,
it.
the problem is like with me with pretty much soldering, like I never buy like probably a good soldering iron or good soldering iron needle. Like I bought the first one I bought was one of those just straight up like soldering iron core to wall. Like that was it. There was nothing else
Right,
to it. And then I
right,
bought one that was like this little gun thing. It was kind of like weird. It was like it was a soldering gun and a welder at the same time. I bought it at Harbor's Freight. Probably not the best idea,
right.
but like it's what I could afford. And I like soldering with the gun rather with a little needle is like it's not harder, but it's not easier either. And I can't control the heat. So it's just say warm up. All right, all right, all right. Get some solder on the thing if I can, and then try to rub it onto it. Because
Yeah.
I can't do the whole like holding the soldering and then holding the gun and holding the wires. Even if I bought the thing to hold the wires too, so I don't have to do it no more. I can't get them to stay. It's like
So
stay,
yeah, here yeah.
can't do it.
The trick is like, so if you're doing it like I told you to do it,
Hmm.
say you're gonna put the two wires together. You know those wires got strands in them like this. You
Yeah,
know.
you try to.
So what you want to do is you want to take the new cord
Yeah,
strands and the other, you want to put them together like this and
you want to
twist them.
flare them.
You want to flare them, stick them together,
Uh huh.
and then twist them, and it'll hold them together. You won't have to hold them anymore. And then you
Okay.
just take and take the soldering iron and heat the wire up. Get to one side of it.
The
So
wire.
if this is your joint,
Yeah.
right? This is your raw wire. Go to this side of the raw wire and leave your soldering gun there. Let it get hot. When it is hot enough, you can take that solder and just touch it, and that wire will suck it in.
Okay, so it doesn't like the soldering gun don't need to touch the soldering.
No,
I
no.
was
You
always
just
touching
touch.
like they're together to try to get it warmed up to try to get it melted
Right.
on there.
You,
Like
you just
it's
you
not
just touch
working.
the wire. You just touch the wire and take your solder, and every now and then you bump where the raw wire is that you're not touching with the soldering gun. And when it gets hot enough, it will suck it in like liquid.
Okay, I never knew that. I seriously, I tried that so many times. I suck at it. But now the soldering,
Well,
soldering specific joints, like little tiny pin spots on a board, is a lot
so
more.
with that, what you're gonna want to do is you're gonna want to leave your pins high enough, long enough
Yeah.
through the hole that you could touch the top of the pin with the soldering gun and have room to touch the bottom of the pin with your solder, and it'll do the exact same thing. When it gets hot enough, it'll run right down there on it, and after you get it soldered, you can come back and clip off the excess of the pin.
Okay. I don't think I've had any pins. I'm like
Yeah,
pins, cord. What's a
yeah,
pin?
yeah. I mean, I used to be an industrial electrician, so I done everything from soldering DC components all the way to wiring industrial buildings. So it's something I got used to over the years.
Okay, well, we learned something a little bit here and there. But yeah, I've been learning a lot of stuff lately. And well, if you those who have not been paid to my Twitch channel, we have a new friend, and he's a little eccentric, a little much, and he's a lot of facial stuff going on, and it's been a learning process all the way through. Not easy thing, not that something I would definitely suggest to pretty much anybody out there that's going to try something brand new. I am now, I guess you could call it essentially, I am now a VTuber, even though I'm not a normal VTuber because most VTubers have something that I don't have in this character. Um, it's been a lot of work for me. I know you've enjoyed it yourself. I no one's clipping any of the
Yeah,
good moments.
I will say that I was almost, and don't take this the wrong way, I was almost sorry that you had to work on the eyebrows because the eyebrows were cracking me the hell up.
Well, it's
I
really
mean,
hard. Like, you see these are natural. Like, these are not fake. I don't
you
color
know
these
what
things.
you know what you need to do when you're doing the VTube,
Yeah.
and you need to get you some mascara and go over your eyebrows.
I
You know,
seriously was thinking about that. But
go over that so it can read it.
yeah, but the only problem is if I do that and I had to go back to my usual camera, like this camera, right? Actual human me, and they're gonna be like, "What's going on with your eyebrows?" Oh yeah, don't pay attention to that. They're still blonde. But I had to take some makeup and color in my own eyebrows. Either that or slap some
Yeah.
tape to my eyebrows and just when I go, okay, I'm back to normal me. ah. As
Pay
like,
money. I ain't
yeah,
gonna
like
lie. That would be hilarious.
I just like these eyebrows are such a like it doesn't pick up the whole like I'm obviously moving my eyebrows. You can kind of see them, but the program is like you have no eyebrows. Like, yes, I do. I am moving them. You have no eyebrows. Yeah, yeah, they're right there. But also the person that rigged it for me, because you have to like there's a program out there. Okay, you have to draw the character. Let me just explain this out here. You draw the character, right? Whoever it is. Then you have to cut every part on it as its own layer. And you gotta make sure layers behind it, when that front layer moves, that the layer behind it still has colors. So you don't have like, an empty space. So, right?
Right.
So I had to cut the mouth, the inside of the mouth, and the outer ring of the mouth, the back of the jaw, the back jaw, the head itself, the eyebrows on its own layer, the eye cuticles, the eye lining, the eye outer area, and the white layer was all its own layer. I mean, everything has its own layer. So when I gave the person my eyebrows, he made one eyebrow way up here and one of them kind of down here. I'm like, they're supposed to be on the same. Like, I want to be able to move them separately, but he's like, no, one's way up here, one's down here. I'm like, why did he do that? It's like, I'm just gonna run with it because I've already paid this guy his money, and I'm at this point. I'm like, I just want someone to get this done. Like, I went through three
Right.
people to
Right.
get this done, and finally someone got it done for more money than I originally wanted to pay. But That's right the deal. I'm like, okay, I want both these characters. Yeah, I will do that for only one character because that's not enough to fill both characters. Like, fine. But yeah, I have my new phone in. I just got it today. From Macari. Macari. For those who are buying stuff, try out Macari. Kind of like an eBay kind of thing. This phone right here is a OnePlus 6, and we got this thing for $180, which is like better. This thing's like 10 times better than my Asus phone my wife just got me for my birthday. We're returning that one, and this thing's great. But the good thing about this phone is it also has facial recognition, so I can probably use this as my face rigging. And there's a different program they could use the phone. And again, my wife bought this with her money, so wasn't mine. So if everybody's like, "Why do you spend your money?" I didn't spend it; she did it. uh,
Yeah.
but I'm gonna try this out, and hopefully the face rigging is a little bit better for this thing because it's kind of like I don't know if you've seen me before. If I ever went to the living room and showed you all my sugar gliders on my phone while I was streaming, I don't know if you've ever seen it before, right?
Yeah.
Okay, but I
Yeah.
did that, but it's also like it's just like that, but for the phone, and it has to have a special app on it. Let me see if I can bring up the app because like you have to have your phone has to be compatible with this program, and I think it was like something called like AR. I don't know what that means. Like, do you know what AR means?
Not in the context you're talking about.
Okay, but it was like Google's AR. It allows the phone to recognize your facial movements and your face, like kind of like you ever if you ever taken a you have a lock screen on your phone and you want to
Yep.
unlock your phone with your face.
Yep.
Okay, it's that. But it's been supposed to be able to pick up
Okay.
your mouth movements, your nose, your eyes, and all that stuff like that. And when I do it on my phone, I wish I could show you. Um, but if you do it on your phone, it does a little claymation of your face. My wife was freaked out about this. I showed her this. It makes your face entirely like out of clay. And then when you start moving your face, the clay figurine that's over your face starts to move. So that sends a signal to the model to move its face and move its body around. It's really interesting. But boy, getting into this VTuber stuff, like I know how much I spent on a very basic VTuber. Like, you've seen it. Like, I'm literally all I can
Yeah.
do is turn head left, right, up, and down, eyes open and shut, individually, kind of, and mouth open and shut. That's it. Eyebrows too, but like kind of not. It doesn't really work as like I wanted to, but and that was for me a lot of money to get that done. And I'm the one that did the artwork too. So like that part was me. They just took it and rigged it to puppet master it. And it was a lot of money.
Right.
So I do not tell anybody, just like streaming, another video, why maybe you should become a VTuber. not not something I would suggest anybody to try out. Um, and that was
Yep.
just that was, and I'm having a hell of a time with it. I'm enjoying it, but I guess because I'm not a big titty character, that I'm not getting all the ooh woos.
Maybe you should have done Grumpette.
I have plans for her. I do have plans for
Okay.
her, but I either a need to figure out something else, figure out something to fix a certain problem, or find someone that can help me out with it. Because, well, as you can tell, I sound like a dude.
Hmm.
I got nice
Get
tits,
you.
but it
Get,
don't work.
gotta get you a voice modulator, man.
I do have one. Do got one, but guess what? I don't sound like a chick, at all. I'm pretty sure I sound like a squeaky little chipmunk.
Dang. All right, Dale. What you gonna do to break out the Rescue Rangers here in a minute?
Aloo, aloo, Christmas time is coming dear.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, you remember that? Come on, like
Yes. Yeah.
I had their CD of the Chickman's Christmas carols, and you best believe Christmas time came around, that was in my CD player. I don't know why. I enjoyed the heck out of it. Now I do enjoy. I don't know if this would actually work, but can you hear me right now when I'm doing this voice? No.
I can. No, I mean I hear your normal voice.
Okay, so it's not attached to my Discord. Well, for those who are probably watching the stream, um, I have the voice changer, and let me see, like the female version is the man to woman. There's two versions of it, and you can probably watch it back. But like this right here is the supposed to be man to woman part, and I don't hear the like I hear a really high squeaky voice, but it's not the so sensitive, sweet kind of voice I need. And it just here's number two. Um, Onicha. It doesn't feel right. It sounds just like a high, squeaky little chipmunk. And I enjoy the voice changer, but yeah, I'm not capable of like voice actors. They could probably do that, right? And turn sound like a woman. At
Yeah.
least to a like believable stance, not a like, oh my god, you are straight up a woman, but at least to a point like I could see that being a woman's voice. Like, yeah, sure, I
Yeah.
could, blink one eye, stare a little, little look past a little past it, and you may see that. Of course, I saw this one video last week. There was these guys, two guys, a brother and a girl on the screen. They were talking to each other, and she was like, "Oh, let me see your muscles." Like, "Oh, you want to see my muscles? Want to see my what muscles?" He's like, "Bam!" He's like, "Look at that. Ooh, I like that." It's like, I work out too. You want to see him?" He's like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah." And she pulls up her arm and, I mean, rock. I mean, like, God dang. And he's like, "Oh, okay. You want to show off muscles?" So the guy backs up and takes off his shirt. And like, look at this. He's like, "Ooh, so nice." And the girl switches her voice and talks like a dude. "I will beat your fucking ass if I ever meet you in real life." And the guy starts busting out laughing. It was a dude dressed like a girl, but it really was convincing. I mean, he could do a girl's voice really good, like uncomfortably good. It's like that is a little too no. Had a wig
Yeah.
on, like a little bit of like, a little. You could probably tell a little bit, like it could, manly kind of looking a little bit, but no facial hair. Like you could squint at it, maybe see a woman, and then he
Yeah.
busts out his real voice. It's like, oh shit.
Ooh.
It's like New Orleans.
Hey, big fella.
You be careful with that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
So, hey, okay. So, my understanding is you got a little bit of movie trivia for me.
Yeah. Okay. So there's this movie that I was trying to look for the longest time. Let me give the premise of what I recollected in my memory, not what's
Okay.
real, but what I recollected. It was a older gentleman telling a tall tale to a kid, which I thought was maybe his nephew or his niece, telling a tall tale here. And notice that word right there, tall tale, and like all these fantastical memories of his past with all these warrior people. One person that could run really, really fast, and one big but fat brother, big but fat. And they were going fighting through the clouds and fighting these people, and they had these fantastic, abilities. And the old man was really good with the sword, and he was like really, like he could beat anybody with a sword, whatever. And um like the story sounds so tall tale, so big and broad, like no way it could be real. But later on throughout the movie, you find out all these people were actually real. They were actually living people. I'm like, what is that movie's name? Like, old guy, good with a sword, really fast dude, and a really strong fat guy, brother. I'm like, I know that's a real movie. Is this a Mandela effect? So I looked up old 90s fantasy movies. Now, me saying that, what movie you think that might be?
That's a good one because I am currently drawing a blank. I
Well, let me give you a
I
little bit of
can't.
hints. Okay. It is a 1988 film. It is a
Okay.
partial fantasy slash comedy. And the director was Terry Gilliam. Stars of John Neville, Eric Idle, and Sarah Polly. Sorry, burping here. Pele. I'm not good with names. It was a very fantastical movie, and it is a adventure comedy fantasy movie. Now, I don't know who Terry Gilliam is. So Really old star. Like, I don't think he's alive anymore. The dude was already old when this movie came out.
I don't know. I think you got me this time, dude. I'm
Okay.
pulling all blanks.
Now, you may not recognize this movie, but this is a movie I saw when I was a child. But if you recognize this movie and you're interested in checking it out, go find it out. It is called The Adventures of Baron Munchausen.
I can't say that I've ever even heard of that one. So
Okay,
for
I'm gonna
I
drag
mean,
this over
and for
here.
somebody like me that has terabytes of freaking media, that's kind of amazing. Now I want to find out what it's all about.
So, yeah, uh, just go check it out. There's actually more characters. There's actually a character like the premise of this movie is someone's telling a tale of this man's story, and he was like, "That's not how it happened. That's not how it happened at all." And so he starts telling his story. He's very old and very feeble and kind of senile, and um, he tells the stories of all of his friend, a a very fast friend of his. You can run anywhere within around the world within a matter of seconds. So he always had the balls on his feet, so he wouldn't run. He wouldn't always be running, so stop him from running so much. So he slows him down. And then he had another friend that was a midget that not only could hear really good, he also could blow like a tornado. And he had another friend that could hit a bullseye from halfway around the world with one shot. So strong
Wow.
friend, midget that can blow really hard and hear really good. A bullseye guy hit across the world, halfway across the world, and a really fast friend, and of course the main character, the old guy with that like anything he believed could be done, he could do it. Like if he believed it would work, it would work. Even so much so that it's not really a spoiler, but you guess you could say it is. He believed he could pull himself out of the water. He pulled himself out of the water by the scruff of his hair and was flying in the sky with his horse underneath him. So if he
Wow.
believed it, it would happen.
Wow.
That was his powers.
Okay.
But he was
Okay.
also really good with swords. Like, like I said, he
Okay.
believed he was good with swords, therefore he was.
So in return, I'm gonna give you one.
Now I'm
The
not good
one that
at
I
him,
was
so
talking
we're gonna
about.
try it out.
This will be good. This will be good. So,
Okay.
small kid runs away from home. A giant floating head with a long beard, and a fantastical world where uh you know tree imps and evil knights and stuff.
Hmm.
That's what I remembered when I was a kid.
Okay, that kid run away, giant flowing head with a long beard. It wouldn't be it wouldn't be that book story. It's okay. Question: is it cartoon or live action?
Live action.
Live action. Okay, that automatically takes out the library movie that I'm thinking about here. Long beard, fantastical world, runs away from Steen's fairies and everything else exists. Oh, okay. What year? Maybe like 90s.
Hang on a minute. I'm looking up the exact year for you, so that you'll have a
Chat.
good
If
premise.
y'all not, if y'all have an idea, let me know. I won't cheat, but like I'm clueless. Like, leave a comment below if you know which this one is before this time. Leave a
I would give
timestamp too.
I would give you a hint. The child actor was Christian Bale.
Christian Bell. Oh, back when he was still a popular child actor. He was in a lot of movies. I'm clueless. Absolutely clueless.
Hang on a minute. I'm trying to get crap. I can't get
It had
into
to be
it.
like in the 90s or at least like late 80s. Kid runs away from home. It's a boy, so it can't be the labyrinth. Um, because good lord, I love that movie. I would have caught that on if you're like little girl goes off to fancy world else and everything else exists and she gets caught in something, so she's to save a little baby brother. That would have been easy one for me.
Yeah, I love the labyrinth.
Yeah.
Da-dum, da-dum, da-dum. Hang on. I'm
Well, chat seems to
trying
be
to.
confused again. Leave a timestamp if anybody's watching the VOD. What is that movie? Also, well, it's probably already too late. I'd like to see if how many people can guess the movie I was talking about. But if you have not seen, or never seen it before, even when you were a kid, the Adventures of Baron Munchausen, Unchausen, a really old 1988 movie.
Okay,
It's a treat.
here you go. The year was 1987.
87. Okay, when I was born.
Okay, so and if you're willing to concede, I'll give you the name of it.
I'm conceding because I got like 87.
Okay, it was called Mio, Mio, in the Land of Far Away.
Mio, Mio, and the land of far away. Oh my god, that sounds so familiar. Okay. I don't think I've ever seen this one. No, I don't think I ever seen this movie. That
It is
is
it is the only movie that I've ever watched that actually made a pan flute a part of the main storyline.
a pan flute.
Yep.
Uh,
No. Pan flute is where you have all the different ones,
Zelda flute.
different links. Yeah. Pan flute.
Okay, but it's more the round one, not the side one, right?
Yeah, you're not talking about an ocarina. This has like individual bamboo tubes side by
Uh
side.
huh.
They're all cut different lengths. You hold it like
Oh,
this.
the Indian
Yeah, like you remember Pan was a forest imp
yeah.
in mythology.
Yeah, yeah.
It
He would dance
he
around with it. Just
Yeah, it's called the pan flute for Pan.
yeah, I used to have one of those. I don't know what happened to it. I was never good at
But
it, but
yeah,
I liked it. It was the whole thing, the whole instrument was very cool to me. The whole idea of it was I would say fairly interesting to me. But yeah,
like you remember
I gotta stop myself because I've
Pan.
actually closed out my own stream of everything. Uh, but yeah, if you again for those who are watching right now, I don't know if I told you this, but please hit the follow button. Please hit the subscribe button. Hit that like button. Go ahead, and hit that. We would both appreciate that. Of course, share this live stream on Facebook and on Twitter on your stuff, and share the VOD if you want to. For those who have not already did that, please and thank you. We need to get this channel's name around here. For more reasons than just one. Uh, so I would appreciate that. They already hit those buttons and shared it. So yeah, those are movies I was struggling for forever to try and remember the name of it, and I got my whole memory of it was apparently like not exactly correct, and I was wondering like if it was a like you probably were wondering the same thing, like is this a Mandela effect? Like, am I remembering something no one else remembers?
Right, that's what bugged me was I think I seen the movie one time when I was a child. And for some reason images like the big floating head and all that stuff it stuck with me. And then one day I'm an adult and I'm sitting around I'm like I am going to figure out what the name of this movie was.
Uh huh.
And I couldn't find it, couldn't find it. The way I found it was complete accident. I was looking at like kid fantasy movies that you could rent on like Amazon Prime, flipping through Amazon, and there it was. And it did like a quick, you know how they do the quick little preview. And I was like, that's the big head. That's the giant freaking head right there. What's
Big
the name of
head.
that? Yeah.
Well, was okay. Did you watch the movie afterwards? Like, did you like? Oh, I gotta watch this now. Okay,
Yes. I went and found it and
I
watched it.
watched it. I watched that movie that I told you about as well. And um, one of the characters. Okay, this is not a real movie I would suggest kids watch. Maybe not nowadays. Like when I was a kid, I didn't notice it. But being an adult, I saw this one thing. Let's say one of the characters in the story like big women, and one of the women was walking around unclothed, and there's a certain scene that if you know me, that kind of scarred me a little bit, and I'm like, I don't want to see that, not then, not now, and I was like, that is like, I'm not shaming anybody if you enjoyed the scene, but me, I'm like, oh god, oh no, I'm like, fast forward, fast forward, fast forward. And she's just walking around, she's just walking around like this, just it's not a big deal. It's like I'm proud of this thing that I got. I'm like, you shouldn't be, honey,
Uh,
but
obviously, it was a pretty big deal.
yeah. Oh god, it was. I call that a cave-in. Let me just say it like that. When you say it, if you do watch the movie, you'll know what I'm talking about when you say the cave-in. It's a cave-in. Oh, goodness gracious. And I was just like, man, I remember as a kid. Like, I definitely remember there was one character in the movie. Like when I saw it, I'm like, I remember this like it was yesterday. There's a like he meets some gods in the movie, and there's one character that like it was apparently a giant that like he couldn't dance, so he could only like pop around like a gorilla, like a little ape. And I'm like, I remember this like it's yesterday. Like that guy just like just everything he was doing. I'm like, he was such a good actor. A lot of characters in the show was or movie was a good actor. I'm like, man, this is just like this is never not one of those movies. Like I would say it's like a B-rated movie. Like everybody remembers The Labyrinth. Everybody remembers Dark Crystal. Everybody remembers like some of those movies, right? Like
Yeah.
those
Yeah.
Star Wars. Like you remember that so well to this day. Like you never forget it. But that movie, it was like it was good, but it was so forgetful.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
I don't really know why, but it was like it was I guess it was overlooked. Like people knew about it, people saw it. Like Highlander, people saw it, people know about it. But people don't forget about the Highlander. This movie, it was good. People saw it, people forgot about it because I did.
Yep.
And it's just oh man. But I've been also watching a lot of anime lately. Of course, that's like that should be a no duds if anybody's watching this now. I am a big
Yeah.
anime fan. And
Yep.
episode 8 of Attack on Titan final season came out the other day. No spoilers here, of course. And I was talking about this with AJ and Anime the other day. Apparently, um, one thing, the Link Zelda movie or the Link Zelda TV show that Netflix was gonna make was
Yep.
canceled
Yep. I read that.
because of leaks.
Yep. I
What
read that.
leaks? Like,
I read that.
did you see any
So,
leaks?
well, it wasn't. It wasn't a leak like they were telling you what it was. But Nintendo is so touchy about wanting to keep things quiet about projects they're working on until they're ready to release. The leak was actually just the fact that the person said this is in the pipe to come. That was the leak. And they were like, nope, fuck that. Nope. We didn't want anybody to know that this was going to happen. We wanted to just drop it in there and bomb it and let everybody be like, you know,
But okay, leaks to me are like free advertisements. It gets people
right,
interested. It gets
right,
people
right.
talking about
And
it.
here's the thing. I have my opinion that the whole reason this story popped up is because it's going to happen in the next
Anyways,
year or two. In the next year or two, I guarantee you it'll probably pop out anyway. I think at the time they didn't want people to know about it, but
yeah,
now there's some people kind of the same mind you are.
talking about it.
Let's just ease a little bit of it out there because we're gonna do it now, and maybe it'll get their interest. Maybe it'll have the reverse effect than what we thought it was going to,
Well,
and
like
I think that's
here's my problem. If they would have showed actual leaks of it and of the show, kind of like they would show little previews, and people were like, "I hate this. I don't like this. This looks bad. Looks horrible." Right? Like some old other leaks out there that came out, like this looks like crap. This looks like I don't want to watch this. Then they still come out with it anyways, and they're like, "Oh my god, all the leaks spoiled everything." Like at that point, like okay, maybe you should cancel it. Or if people are saying, "I don't like this," and actually are actual fans of the show, then maybe you shouldn't do that. But I'm like, I didn't
right,
see nothing. I didn't see nothing where I could give my critiques, my free
right,
review of that show.
absolutely,
So like, why would you
yeah.
bring it down?
I think it's the difference if you read the dates that they're talking about, the difference in the people that were in the position to make it happen then
Yeah.
and the people that are in the position to make it happen now. I think it's different standpoints. I think the original group was all about the secrecy. Let's not tell anybody because when it hits the market, we wanted to blow it up. And then somebody leaked that it was going to happen, and they were like, "Well, that screwed that whole idea, that plan." Now you have a set of people in there that's thinking, let's try this again, but this time let's let the fact that it was leaked and canceled be what gets everybody's interest into it, and then we'll release it.
Well, here's the next thing I brought up the thing. Now they're talking about it in talks about doing a One Piece live action TV show now.
That would be That would be interesting. I would be very interested to see how they're going to pull off some of the feats those characters can do in live action.
But okay, here's my take on it. It's still ongoing, for one thing. You very much can't finish something that is still ongoing. But then again, look at I don't know, Game of Thrones and how that little let's cut it out now premise ended out to them and how well that was received. Like that was horrible. That was a train wreck that the Game of Thrones ends. Now they're gonna try to take an anime, a beloved anime that is still ongoing, that will probably never end, even to when our grandkids have grandkids, and they're gonna try to make a TV series out of that. And
Yeah.
then, of course, it'd be always, I can already hear it now. I can already hear it now. Those people out there gonna go, okay, here's the characters. Oh, they're whitewashing them. They're not Japanese. You want good actors, or you want to try to, fit one-to-one to the ideas of the premise, kind of a thing. Oh, well, it does not like that character from the anime, or this character triggers me. I'm like, if you watch the actual anime, the character didn't trigger you then, but now they put the character in the live action series, and that character triggers you're not really a fan of the show. So at that part, I don't know, screw off.
The problem is that even if you talk to a lot of the Japanese animators, they're drawing them Caucasian in the anime.
But their
Some of them.
premise of them is supposed to be Japanese. But like
that might be so, but how are you gonna draw something one way? Okay?
yeah.
Put a character that matches that into it and then go, oh no, that doesn't work because I always seen Japanese characters when I looked at them. No, hell you didn't.
Mhm.
They drew that Caucasian.
Wow.
You stuck the fact that it was done in an anime style by a Japanese person and their culture into a Caucasian drawn character, and now you're pissed off because
like
instead of
like that's obviously like that was not in Japan. Like that was not Konnichiwa Daisuke. All no. That was a white blonde dude.
Yeah, I mean you watch some animes and there's plenty of animes that are not they're not written in Japan. They're not happening in Japan. They're happening in the US. They're happening in Russia. They're happening in blah blah blah.
Or they're happening in a fantasy world where any culture can exist in a wide variety, not just Japanese.
In that whole thing, here's a perfect example. Full Metal Alchemist. There are so many different cultures in that freaking show. They're not all Asian.
Yeah.
You're gonna tell me looking at Scar, at his skin tone, he was Asian.
He was probably Indian.
Yeah, that's but as soon as somebody was to actually do, like, they did a little short live action of it.
Yeah.
But as soon as you were to continue that live action and you put somebody that was Indian or whatever that matched Scar's complexion, they're going to blow up and say, oh, he wasn't Asian. He wasn't Asian in the damn anime.
Yeah. And they're like, they're also probably like, well, there's not enough brothers and sisters in there. I'm like, well, blame that to the anime. Like, I didn't hear you complain about that in the anime, so why you complain about the live action? There's not enough women, strong women. Yes, there is. You just don't pay attention to them because they got big tits and they're not like Miss Bodylifter. They're strong in other ways. Like, there's going to be a bunch of backlash on an anime. The people that don't even know what the actual anime is. Like, you never watched it. Shut up. And I know it's going to happen. It's going to make me mad to it. I don't even like
it. Would be like it'd be like somebody doing Afro Samurai in live action. I would be crying, they're blackwashing it because there's hardly any white people or Asians or anything in that show.
There's a couple of Asians, but yeah, like they're very much like, of course, also be like if you take the Afro Samurai and make him an Asian actor, it's like, that guy's supposed to be like, clearly it's not even like I could maybe assume it. No, that's definitely our brother. That's definitely your brother. You can't do a different color. But you take Luffy, you take Goofy Luffy and go, that could be a white guy. I could see it. I'm sorry. He's very pale. He's very goofy. He's very eccentric. He doesn't have like, a few features, black hair. I don't know. Just name a few things off. I just don't see
Right.
that kind of character. But then again, I'm like, if I was in Japan, I probably like, well, associate that to my culture because, well, like I want to see myself in that character. That's the point of movies and shows and stuff. You start to see yourself in that character. You start to feel what they feel and how they act to and why they act to, and you feel for them. You connect with them. That's how it
Right.
goes. But in reality, if you take that, pick back, you don't really see that in a wide, broad scale. Of course, nowadays a lot of
Right.
animes actually put a lot of brothers and sisters in it, which is great. More cultures in it. But if they could just stop putting Americans as a bunch of fat guys, I would appreciate that. Just
Yeah.
I would appreciate that. You don't see
I,
me
I, t-
complaining.
I tell you what, I would love to see turn into an anime. I don't know if they could do a live action because of all the stuff in it, but that book series that I read,
Yeah,
that the Legend of Dritz de Warden,
yeah.
dude, they could make an anime from hell with that thing.
You could probably
There's
do
the
it for
book,
Lord of the Rings. They probably could do it for Harry Potter. They could do it for
dude.
the
You're
Labyrinth.
you're
They even actually
talking
manga of the Labyrinth.
you're talking about the original set of books were 13 books long, and he's still writing books and different shoot offs for this character. It's never ending. They could have a money train forever,
Yeah.
but
You know,
they.
they actually made a manga of the Labyrinth,
Yes, I seen the manga. I did.
and I want to read it. But like, yeah, like they could take stories like that Americanize. Of course, they're already doing it with Marvel. They're already doing it in Marvel. Like Marvel is struggling so bad in America right now, so bad that they are getting like they're trying to ban anime and try to get anime to get cut out of things because Marvel is losing billions of dollars to anime. Like the top 10 American novels, I believe 8 out of 10 of them are all anime. Only 2 of
Yeah,
them are Marvel and DC. Batman and the Hulk.
yeah,
That's it. And they're mad about that. It's like, if you can't make a good story, like people apparently they still want superpowers. They still want a fantastical world. My Hero Academia is on the top of that list. People obviously still want superpower characters, unbelievable abilities with unbelievable things happening. They just stop trying to, I don't know, put your agendas in it and just make a good story. Like if agendas come
right,
about, it's like,
right,
hey, you have something you want to believe in. Like I was saying before, if you have something you want to believe in or you do believe in, make it natural. Don't force feed that son of a gun like you're trying to. Like, please don't. Like that would make me kind of upset. Japanese people
yeah,
like, we don't care. We don't care what you think. We're just gonna do it. If you don't like it, eat me. We got
yep.
like 10,000 other animes you can try out.
So, real quick, topic shift.
Yeah.
Here's the issue I'm having with my printer. Okay, so it's the CR10S Pro.
Pro.
The one that had the auto bed leveling and
The
stuff that I purchased.
sensors and all that
Yeah.
fancy stuff.
It's really nice. Here's the issue. All of that's working fine. My build surface finally got old enough that I had to replace it, right?
Yeah.
Put the new build surface on there, and ever since I have put the new build surface on there,
Slide
start a
around.
print. No, start a print. It sticks. It's good for, I'd say, 45 minutes to an hour,
Yeah.
and then it'll pop loose. And it drag it all over the freaking
Okay.
place.
Is it the black one that says Creality on it?
Yes, it is.
I got that one too, and I was so disappointed with it. I'm like, it doesn't stick. It sticks a little bit, but doesn't stick. I just take it off. I stop using it.
Right. What disappointed me was when I got it, the original Creality when it was on it.
Yeah.
Never once did I have a problem with it sticking or
Mm.
staying
Have you
stuck.
tried Elmer's glue, little kid stick glue?
No, I have not tried that on the build surface.
Try that. Maybe.
Okay, because so last night I was goofing with it, and I had a print that was continuously doing what I was just describing to you.
Yeah.
So I cleaned it really good with isopropylene alcohol, the build service.
Mm-hmm.
I made sure that it was leveled, within a fraction of being perfect. And I upped the bed temperature 5 degrees.
Have you
Just
tried
five
maybe like
degrees.
having in increments where the temperature gets hotter and hotter and hotter over time?
No, I haven't done that.
Try that
But
one
I
too. Try
I,
those
I,
two
s- I
things.
s- I set it up 5 degrees. It run that print and it actually finished it without popping loose. So I'm like, well, maybe I just needed a little bit of temperature, and it needed to be cleaned real good. So I started another one last night, just a small print, something that if it broke loose, it wouldn't waste much filament while I was sleeping.
Yeah.
Fired it up, set it to run, feeling kind of confident because I finished a little print. Get up this morning, same crap.
Just
And
slide
I
around.
do, it looked like it got up about inch and a half maybe, and
Yeah.
then the print popped loose from the bed, and then you have your mess,
Yeah. Have it
and I'm just
try out the increments and then try the Elmer glue, the little stick glue like when we were a kid.
okay. So if I'm doing the increments, what should be my cap heat then?
I think the cap heat's usually either 85 to 80. Start off at like 45 and go upwards. And
So now
45 doesn't start off with try 50.
here's the weird thing. My old printer, my
Yeah.
CR10S that I use the mirror on,
Works great. I've heard a lot of
works
people say mirrors
fantastic.
are great for it too.
It works fantastic. It like I can fire it up as long as it is level and it reaches the proper temperature. Barring the fact that the you don't have a tangle with your filament and it break or something like that, it's
Yeah.
gonna print all day long. It's just that bed. I was so tempted to pull another mirror out the other night and just slap it on the Pro
If that
and
what I
say,
told you doesn't work, I would. I seriously would. I tried it. I could not get it to work for me, and I had the
"As
older versions.
what I'm trying to do." I don't remember if I ever told you, but Mifa from Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
I started a print for Jasmine. It was a really, really large figurine. I
Yeah.
mean, when I say large, I'm talking
6,
6 to
7.
8 inches.
Okay.
6 to 8 inches. Okay. When I started the print, I didn't realize that the roll that I had on there wasn't a full roll because it takes a lot of filament for that size of a. I had like a 2/3 roll. It got all the way up to where her neck was and ran out of filament.
I telling you what, if I get a 3D printer, a resin 3D printer like you, my 3D print, I'm gonna be selling one of them and keeping the other one. And unless it's really like a huge 3D print, like 8 or even 10-foot tall print or something like a utility wise. If it's not that, if it's a figurine, it's going in that resin print. I'm sorry, I
And
want that nice details.
here's the only problem with that. If you
Careful
have to
parts.
you got to get a decent sized resin printer if you're going to do figurines.
Yeah.
I got the small one, so I can do. I think it'll do up to 5 inches tall,
Yeah.
and I think the width is it could go 5 by 3 by. I want to say 5, maybe. It's really weird, but yeah. If I ever get a space built for it where I can run it and not worry about fumes choking me to death,
Yeah.
I probably would do most of the figurines like 4 to 5 inches,
Mhm.
and I would probably run it on there. But like for her, I want to do this really big one because she really loves that character.
Yeah.
So I bought a new roll of filament and I have it here, but I don't want to put it on there without it acting right.
Yeah, because you don't want to get 10 hours into it just in case oh, everything's going great 10 hours in, and then the 11th and 12th hour comes around and boop, everything's
Yeah,
gone to crap.
and the crazy thing is like the CR10S does a really good job printing.
Yeah.
But you can tell the difference in the quality of like the way of the layers,
Mm-hmm.
like how seamless they are from the Pro to the S. So I want to run it on the Pro because it is damn near smooth, almost no layer definition
Mm-hmm.
when you run it on there. versus running it on the 10s. I mean, it's not, most people wouldn't know, they wouldn't even care, but because I'm me and I'm the one printing it, I
Yeah.
do.
Yeah.
So I want to run it on the better printing one if I could just get the damn thing to stick.
Well, I bet say if it wasn't for the fact that you're saving that money, you could always upgrade the older version to the newer version. Just buy the parts, just put it inside.
Yeah, I actually found a print kit that you can print all the parts to make it internal like that.
Yeah, so it's not gonna be like very hard to do that because I've done that with one of mine. I just need to buy the sensor. Then again, the heating bed thing. I don't know if both of them have that problem, but yeah. Let's do this real quick. One more thing though, I do want to get a conversation about your grandfather. Now you say you're doing
Yep.
something. You're doing a memorabilia for him. Now, what are you doing for him now that he's passed?
So what I'm planning to do, shocker, I'm gonna do another memorial tattoo.
Another tattoo. Okay, so do you have an
Yes.
artist that you're already like talking to?
Yes. Luis Morales. He is down there
In
at Hart and
Florida?
Huntington in Orlando,
Orlando, okay.
and he's the one that did my tree of life.
Same
It
okay,
he
same one.
Yeah, really good at what he does. What I've got to do, I've picked out the subject matter. I've just got to get everything scaled as close as I can and get the few colors in it like I want it. Because what my plan is the primary subject of the tattoo is going to be black and gray.
Black and gray. Okay, so you like the black and
But
gray
I'm
look.
gonna but I'm gonna put a little color in it in some other objects to make it pop.
Okay, so what's the
So
premise that you're thinking about? Like the color, other side. What is
okay,
the
so
thing that's connecting
so
grandfather
the
to art?
okay the artwork reflects, the subject matter reflects wisdom and strength,
Okay.
and that's and then there's a couple of pieces I'm gonna put in there that reflect nurturing and caring, and
Yeah.
I'm gonna let that reflect my grandmother who passed away a couple of years ago,
Okay.
and I'm putting it all into one design so that, like in life, they're gonna be together forever.
All right.
All right, so um, the idea is I'm gonna try to take a Japanese um, traditional style dragon for the strength and the wisdom.
Uh-huh.
That's gonna be black. That's gonna be black and gray, and I'm gonna add a couple of lotus blossoms in there. That's gonna be colored. That's gonna represent the grandmother.
Okay.
And I'm working on the colors for the lotus blossoms versus the black and gray, um, and the shape of the whole thing.
Okay. Maybe like intermeaning or intertwining a little bit.
Yeah, this is not the exact one that I'm looking at, but to give you an idea of contrast, this is strictly just the idea of like contrast that I'm talking about. If you look at this, you see the red for the flames,
Yeah.
and if you see there's some blue in some of the petals of the lotus flower.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's kind of the idea I'm going for is a black and gray dragon with just a little color to make it pop. This may not be the actual design that I use. This was just me messing with colors so I can get an idea of what's gonna look good against what.
Okay. Let me tell you what I was imagining when you were describing it too, because I was trying to think of how it were in my head. A serpent dragon dancing with petals of another shape, not humanoid nor maybe maybe a little somewhat dragon, but dancing with a bunch of petals intertwining with each other.
Yeah, give me a second. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna send you a link,
Yeah.
uh, or I'm gonna send you a file that shows you the actual pattern I'm leaning towards. Give me just a second to pull it up and send it to you.
Gotcha. But yeah, I was definitely thinking like dancing with himself, kind of like like one is a spirit, one is a living, but they're still intertwined. They're going up to heaven. I don't know, like going upwards, not fighting with each other, but like in harmony with each other. But that was my imagination, but not like an actual flower. But you probably sprinkle some flowers here and there, but mostly just dancing with each other, as if they were two lovers. And
Yeah.
that was my mind when you were talking about that. Like, oh, that sounds very, of course, very Asian. So that's like all me. Um, then again, I don't really like I said where like strength and wisdom comes from, but it's like grandfather, did he like dragons? Is he does he have some of that culture in him? I don't know. Then again, how many other cultures out there have that style of dragons? Most of them have the European, wings, arms, legs, and
Right.
torso, and then wings are separate. That style of dragon is mostly like European, so I don't know what culture grandfather may have in the background, or your grandmother. But you say you
Yeah.
have some
Well,
Indian in you, don't you? Sounds like Indians have dragons.
yes, I do. I do have some Indian in me. The dragon thing is more of something. He he knew that I was always a big fan of Japanese style dragons.
Yeah.
So when we were discussing things, because he actually brought it up before he passed away, um
So the
he told
idea.
me he told me pick something not based on him per se of what he liked, but something I liked that would represent him to me.
Gotcha.
So that's how this all come about with this particular.
Well, at least it's not like, here's picture of person, put them on here. Like that to me is like, okay, one, kind of boring, and two, that's a big risk to ask an artist to go and tattoo that person's imagery onto your body and not know, like, can you do this on me? Can you? Because if it
I'm gonna
looks
have to
bad,
send you the.
I'm a
I'll have to send you the link later. I'm having trouble getting to it from this particular computer, but
take your time, take your
so
time.
yeah, that's what I'm planning to do. Um,
That's awesome.
is do something along those lines. That way I'm doing exactly what he asked. Something I like that to me represents him.
Yeah, because I
Um,
wouldn't want to be like, hey, tattoo something on you that you won't like, but it's something I like, and then put that
the
on your
the
body for the rest of your life.
the only stipulation he had was where he wanted it put.
Okay,
So it's my calf on my right leg,
okay. So it wouldn't be like, hey,
because to him he's always been there to be the one to lead me into things. So if he's on my right leg, first foot forward.
yeah. At least he wouldn't like, hey, put me on your ass. 'Cause I'm gonna be a pain on your ass the rest of your life.
Go ahead. That we would have had some more discussion if he'd have picked the ass cheek. Because I know people that have had that done, and I can, from their stories, no. I will never be a person that has a full tattoo bodysuit, because there are parts of my body that needles
Will be
just don't
hurting.
need to be. Yes. No. We're not
Pain.
doing that.
Some people like pet. Some people like it. My wife, she's one of the people who like tattoos. She likes the sound of it. She likes the feel of it. She doesn't get like a giddy like ooh, but she says it's soothing. It's relaxing. Uh,
If you're doing it in a spot that's not really painful, yes. Like my forearm, when I got that tree of life done, there was only two spots that actually hurt. And it was the spot right here
at the spin of the
hurt.
oh the ball the
Right
ball of the wrist.
right here. This is really tender right
Yeah,
here. And then
no meat,
right where your elbow is, right here where it's almost bone.
straight bone. Yeah.
Yeah, those two spots hurt. Everything else was gravy. So when he did the tattoo, the one of the things I love about him is he does the spots that hurt first, so that as the rest of the tattoo goes on, those can calm down and chill out, and you're able to handle it.
It's like, I gotta go back over it. I'm sorry, I didn't do it hard enough. Sorry. Just one more time. Just it's like you can eat me. Those parts can be
I,
faded. I don't care.
So something I learned when I got this last tattoo that I did not know about.
Mm,
Apparently, some tattoo shops will spray you with a numbing spray and tattoo you. Whereas,
numbing.
yeah, well, you know how they have that topical spray? They spray it on you like when they're giving you a shot in a joint or something that numbs
Yeah.
the skin and stuff. Yeah, they have stuff like that. But don't go to Luis thinking you're gonna get the spray because he's like, if you're gonna come in here and get something on your body permanently, you're gonna take the pain.
Like, I'm ready. Like, are you? Oh yeah, I've already lathered myself up. I bought this myself. Pain? What is this? Like, you're not screaming.
Yeah.
You're like the best guys ever. Yeah, I've already lubed myself before I came in here. Lubed yourself up? Yeah, I can't feel shit.
He was laughing because when I was at the shop, one of the girls that come in to get a tattoo done,
Yeah.
apparently whatever shop she went to originally, they used the spray. It was all good, and she come into their shop and they're not down with the spray, bro. They literally, the reason they won't use the spray, it makes it too easy for you to come in there and make a decision that you might regret.
Yeah.
So if you know you've got to go through the pain to get it, you're more likely to really think about it before you do it.
What if you have been thinking about it for days and you're like, okay, I want this. I've already thought about it like several weeks, several months. Getting this. Let's do this. Shh, 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 shh. What are you doing? Oh, just some tanning lotion.
Yeah, you better be lying, and every now and then there better be a fake wince in there, because if they find out you did it, they will stop.
Oh, that hurt me, Daddy. Do it again.
Spank me, baby.
Oh, goodness gracious, man. I haven't had a tattoo since I was like 18 years old. I got a tattoo when I was 18. Well, never mind. I think this one was like around like 22, 23, but no one could ever see it. But yeah, I want all the Dragon Balls all over me. Cause why? Cause I like Dragon Ball. Duh. But then again, I want the Outlaw star on my shoulders someday too. But that's
So
also colored.
I'm gonna tell you a tattoo that a guy at work has that it's gonna be right up your alley.
Uh-huh.
On his forearm, he has Shinron wrapping around his arm. But wait, instead of having Dragon Balls, he has Pokemon balls. And popping out of the Pokemon balls, he has the Pokemons. That makes up an entire half sleeve for him.
Okay.
And I was like, I don't know who come up with the way to do that, but it looks really good. It's a really cool design to be able to put the two of them together.
Like, I thought you were about to say, like, instead of a Pokeball in his mouth, he's like, oh yeah, he has Goku inside of his mouth. Why? Because fuck it. I'm like, okay, that's a different premise. Like, hey, he's riding around the dragon in his mouth. Don't mind it one bit. But yeah, Pokeballs. Okay, well, what other ball things is there in an anime? I'm trying to think of anything like Dragon Balls or Pokeballs. Like, I can't really think of any. Yeah, I don't know what other anime out there has balls really involved in it. Well, okay, not hentai don't
I'm
count.
sure you could draw. I'm sure you could draw something up for that though.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Well, we got that. So, yeah, that's a good stream. That was a good podcast. Hope everybody enjoyed. One more last time, quickly hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Please share this on social media, your Facebook, your Twitter. Share this around those who are watching the VODs, those who are here right now. Go hit that like button. Just do it, okay? Be cool. Be nice. Help us out. Get leave a comment below if you name those movies before we did. If you got them right, I'd like to see what y'all thoughts were before the timestamp. Be sure to put timestamp on there. Some kind of proof that you figured it out. Don't be cheating. I don't know. And of course, as always, I'll be going live on my Twitch channel / Grumpy Bear here in a little while. And then Corvo, is there anything you want to shout out to before you end today?
Yeah, guys, keep a lookout for Stealthy. My understanding from her is that she is going to slowly work herself a schedule in to get some streaming going again for you guys, and she appreciates the convo while she's playing. So hey, jump in there, leave her a message, shout at her, laugh at her. It'll get her fired up.
Yeah, any kind of active conversations is very much appreciated. Trust me, for those who are streaming. Of course, there's got many other videos on this channel. So if you're here, if you're new to this channel, go look around. Go look around. This is gonna be put in the live section or in the Bear Thoughts category. But check around some other videos. I hope we have some new videos coming out shortly, coming out soon. I have some things in the works, but I would like to get a few things lined up. And also, I've been watching a lot of anime, reading a lot of anime lately, so I've been kind of lazy with that because I've been on a big anime spree of lately and reading a lot of mangas. Been loving that. But as always, you know how it goes, everybody. Till next week, you have a good day, you have a good night, and have a good life. Much love, y'all. And bye. I actually pushed the buy button because this is. Come